19 overs have been bowled until now, 83 runs on the board. With every over passing, the run rate is increasing. It's 4.41 now. Surely it's not gonna be easy if it's 200 plus score on this pitch for Myanmar to chase it down. So far,
Yes,
Hong Kong,
although
China is going well. Yes, Abrar.
although it's still early days, we can definitely get an idea that the score is on the rise, and perhaps we'll definitely look at something over 200 if this partnership is not broken. And with the way Krish and Arya were going out about it here, things are looking very difficult for Myanmar. And let me remind you, Myanmar is a good bowling unit compared to what their batting has delivered so far in this tournament. The other day, they were bundled out for a very low total against Thailand, and Hong Kong, China is definitely a very suited side with the ball as well. So they'll definitely want to restrict the scoring rate as soon as possible. And we're seeing the introduction of spin from the other end as well now. Arkar is into the attack, and we see a slight bit of misfield. So it's really the body language of this Myanmar side that is completely down here, and someone needs to step up and perhaps get a wicket from somewhere or put in a very good dive somewhere to stop those runs. And eventually they can feel that they're in the game again.
Rightly said. Let's see if Arca has something to pose some threat to these batters. He needs to trouble those batters and break the partnership for his team to stop the flow of the runs. Right now, Krish is very confident. Oh, that's a full toss delivery, thrash towards the long on, one bounce to the fielder. Just a single taken on that delivery. My bowlers are giving quite a lot of full toss deliveries. I must call those deliveries as freebies, as you can put those deliveries anywhere in the ground.
Yes, a good thing for Krish is that he never tries to overhit the ball. Whenever he's out there, he looks like he wants to use the crease to as much as possible. And the way he has handled both pace and spin, and it looks like he has that signature footwork. And it's been a treat to watch, definitely. Krish Bhutani has looked very good, just 5 shy of his half century. And Arya has also partnered well, scored 11 already. So 20 overs have been completed with that single. Score on the board is 86 with a loss of 2. And from somewhere, Myanmar definitely need to pick up a wicket. Otherwise, they're just losing the grip of this match.
Surely, the more time the batters spend inside the ground, inside the field, it will be easier and easier for the batters to score runs, as they have spent a lot of times, and they'll know all the bowlers until then.
Good looking drive once again. So we're seeing spin from both sides now, and to the disappointment of the Myanmar skipper, right now both these batters also look well settled against spin. So right now it's looking very difficult for Myanmar, and it looks like whenever they are playing their drives, this time they're getting the gaps. The fielders are not being able to stop those. Aryav is also now among the scoring. He's rotating the strike quite beautifully, and now he brings back Krish on strike.
That's right. I was thinking Boni Min is the only bowler posing some kind of threat on the Hong Kong China batters. He has bowled 4.2 overs, just giving away 14 runs. And now I'm thinking that they're just playing him cautiously, and they're not overhitting him. That's a good part about the Hong Kong batters. They're not pushing hard. They know that it's a 50-over game. It's just 20 overs ball. More than half of the game is still left. So they are only waiting for the bad deliveries. Like, oh, that's a well defended shot there onto the front foot and defended that. So they're just waiting for the bad deliveries and trying to open their arm when the bowler is outside off and there's a room. You can see Aryav Khadaria even playing very sensibly there and supporting this partnership. He's faced 30 deliveries and made 13 runs out of it. So a good partnership going on and a sensible cricket being played. As I was mentioning, it was sensible cricket. He tried to hit towards the cow corner but landed safely. So with that single, that's the end of over number 21. 89 runs on the board with the loss of 2 wickets. Bhutani finishes 5th over, just giving away 15 runs, but no wicket taken. Now you can see that all the fielders are just standing inside the 30-yard circle, are at the 30-yard. So which means that's it will be easy pickings for the batters to take singles. Fielders are patrolling the boundaries. So no threat posed by the Myanmar captain. Archer back to ball his second over. Aryav Adaria facing. Oh, that's a good delivery. Played well there for the young lad.
Yes, they're still trying to find that one magic delivery to pick up that wicket. And Krish Bhutani is just one shot away from his milestone. He's eyeing the field. He knows exactly where the fielders are. And Aka is not really turning the ball. This one pitches outside the off stump. Once again, he tries that beautifully. And he's happy to just go off strike. So once again, not really posing any kind of threat. Looks like both these batters know exactly what's coming to them. Looks like the body language of Myanmar is taken a toll. Aryav is on strike. He's already attempted that one big shot, but he hasn't really had the necessity to go after the bowling because they know that this is in a good partnership so far. The run rate is well over 4, and we know that if they can set a target beyond 200, it's going to be very difficult for Myanmar. So they're just happy to just have a watchful mind when it comes to some good balls. And whenever that opportunity of a loosener arrives, they will be happy to just capitalize on that. Once again, an economical over from the spinner comes to an end. So 22 have been completed, 92 with the loss of 2.
Abrar, how do you read the body language of the two teams right now?
Yes, Anas, at this stage, you can clearly see that sometimes in a cricket field, when the bowling side is doing well, there's a lot of chirping, there's a lot of clapping, there's a lot of interaction between the teammates. But here, as you can see, that the bowler is just setting his field, and the fielders are just on their mark. There's not much of interaction. They're not really giving an impression that they're having any kind of interaction or talking between the ground. On the other hand, you can clearly see that the batters are communicating well. They're just rotating the strike beautifully, and whenever they're doing in between the overs, you can see them having a few words, but not much is to be done there because they know that the work is being done to perfection here. So, yes, the body language is clearly different between the two sides, and with the introduction of the leg spinner, things might just get a bit more interesting because we know that sometimes with those flighted delivery, a spinner can just make a batter commit a mistake. And when I say that, once again a loosener from Myanmar, and this time it's La Young. He's pitched that ball way outside the pitch of this. So it will be a scoring opportunity for Aryav. And he advances down the ground, flicks it to mid wicket. There's a fielder there. So it'll only be a single, but nevertheless, with the introduction of this leg spinner, we're once again seeing that he's not quite gripping the ball. The control is missing, and once again a scoring shot for Aryav.
That's right. Maybe this leg spinner can pose some threat on the batsman. Due to the moisture, maybe he has balled that no ball out of the pitch. And maybe he can gather himself and ball the good deliveries. Oh, that's the delivery. The wrong one. Straight to the leg stump. What a delivery it was. The leg spinner worked for Myanmar, taking the prize wicket of Aryav Kadaria. Have a look at the replay.
Yes, Myanmar will definitely take that. We saw a change in the grip. Initially, he was attempting that leg spinner, and you're absolutely right. For that delivery, he just changed it up. It was the googly, and the batter Aryav missed it completely. Eventually, finally, a wicket that they were looking for. So Aryav will have to work back. He's got 17 of 36 deliveries. It's turning out to be a very good partnership. So Myanmar have really broken the partnership of 46 runs between these two batters, and they'll be very happy to be now bowling at a new batter.
Yes, as we were discussing earlier, Abrar, that the leg spinner might get a wicket for them. Do you think is it a bit too late introduction for Myanmar to bring in the leg spinner?
Yes, definitely. Absolutely spot on there. Because I thought that Bone Mint and Arkar were actually bowling well. We've seen 7 overs between the spinners. But it was that middle phase when we saw that Pochit was brought back into the attack, especially after that drinks break, when we had that rain delay as well. So I was quite surprised that he was given a few overs when before that break he was not really on that mark. He was not really bowling economically. So that was the surprising part for me. But nevertheless, we're still quite deep in this game. We have many overs remaining. So perhaps Myanmar can just pick up the note from here on, and then one brings another. If that's the story, then we can see them crawling back into this game. One more story from here on will be that now they have a left-hand, right-hand combination, and we've seen that Myanmar struggle with that kind of batting. We'll have to wait and watch how they go about it from here.
So a good start for Layong. 5 deliveries bowled, 4 runs given, and a prize wicket taken. Much needed wicket for Myanmar. Oh, that's ball good. Very well bowled there. Giving the room to the batter to cut him away. And the field set is already there to stop that delivery. So good over comes to an end. 96 runs on the board with a loss of 3 wickets for Hong Kong China. Trish just too short of his half century.
Rayans, the left-hand batsman has just walked out to the middle, and the first ball that he has faced was slightly on the offside, but as you can see that he used his feet quite beautifully. He rocked back onto the back foot and cut that one quite nicely. So even though he just came out to bat, he's once again showing that this Hong Kong lineup has all the batters who really focus on technique a lot. And he's back on strike. And let's see if he just elaborates my point further. He'll be facing the spinner. So he has slightly bit of an open stance, but I really get an impression that he might be one such batter with such good technique as well. But doesn't wait. Absolutely waits for that loose ball and just smashes it off the second delivery that he has faced. Quite interesting there. Intent on display from the left-hander. We're talking about his batting technique, but looks like he's come out here with a different plan in mind. Just saw an opportunity and right away went after it. So Rian Sharma has really taken a little bit of pressure and responsibility off the shoulder of Krish. He's on strike right now. Rocks back, plays a nice forward shot, and that will result in another single. This is good batting. So no pressure really building on Hong Kong in spite of that wicket, and Arkar has been greeted with a big shot. And once again, this time another full toss. Lots of power on display this time with that one. And once again, it's that man, Rian Sharma, who's hit another maximum.
Those are the freebies for the batters like Rian Sharma. He's not holding himself back. He will find those bad deliveries and send it away out of the boundary. So good start by Rian Sharma. Just faced 4 deliveries, and you can see out of those 4 deliveries, 2 were sixes.
Yes, and to add salt to the wound, I believe that was signaled a free hit. So let's see if he can go for another one. Oh, he tried to advance down, but because of that, I believe the ball just went slightly underneath his hitting zone. Finally, a dot ball. But you can see that Rian Sharma is really out there with a license to hit.
Yeah, actually, the previous delivery, he just yacked himself, advancing and yacked himself. You could have easily did a 6 if he's staying in the crease. Very well managed this time by Rian Sharma. A straight drive just for a single. So now it's time for Krish Bhutani to complete his half century.
Yes, he gives us quite a good look. And that is it. With that single, it's 50 up for Krish Bhutani. And what a terrific knock it has been from the young man. Absolute class from the very start. He's used the crease, he's played the spin and the pace equally beautifully. And that's why Krish Bhutani is known to be quite rated highly in his team. He's calm under the pressure. He's technically very, very sharp. And he has real presence out there in the crease. So a terrific half century, like I said. And let's see if we can continue from here on and perhaps make the score even bigger.
Yes, without a doubt. This young lad played really good, excellent cricket, sensible cricket. You can see the rotation of strike in his innings. You can see the boundaries. You can see cut shots. You can see the drives. You can see him playing all over the ground. So well-deserved half century for this young lad, Krish Bhutani. He's faced 70 deliveries and misses 50. So still a long way to go. Half of the game is still left.
I think Krish Bhutani here will just try to get a single and bring Ryan Sharma now on strike, because the left-hander can really target this leg spinner. Missed out on that one. An appeal there. Quite optimistic if you ask me. I think there was clear daylight between bat and ball. La Young has picked up a wicket, but I don't think it will be too easy for him to bowl against Rianch.
Krish Bhutani now just have to rotate the strike. Oh, that's just one bounce to the fielder. We have seen in international cricket abroad that as soon as the player reaches a half century mark, they tend to lose the concentration they were playing with. What do you think on that?
Yes, definitely. He's a young man, but he's showing a lot of promise. What you said is something that we have very often seen in all forms of the game, that sometimes right after you pick up a milestone, you sometimes lose that focus that you were batting with, and eventually can play a rash shot and lose your wicket in the process. But so far, we've seen that Krish Bhutani is batting with a lot of maturity for his age, and it looks like he wants to carry on. But what we're seeing from Rianch is really quite something, because he just came out to bat, and we know that a fresh batter can sometimes take some time to settle in. Shorter pitch delivery once again from the spinner, and it is that man, Rian Sharma, who dispatches it over the leg side for another maximum.
What a shot it was. Have a look at the replay. Young tried to change and a bowler off spinner, but Ryan Sharma has all the plans to hit it out of the park.
Yes, this is exactly
This
what we are
young
talking
lad
about.
is very strong. Now he
Yeah,
wants to hit out of the park.
The leg spin against the left-hander would be very difficult, and we see a drop catch that really can cost Myanmar at this stage, because it's Rian Sharma who's really taken a liking of this spin attack, and clearly an opportunity goes begging here.
That's quite unfortunate. This could have been taken. It wasn't that difficult catch. And a player like Ryan Sharma, you can't drop him. Surely Young is bowling good. He could have got the second wicket. He is creating chances for his team. But unfortunate. The field is not supporting him well. So
This is
half
why
of the
we talk about
game
the body
is done.
language.
25 overs gone. 127 runs on the board with a loss of 3 wickets. Abrar, what do you think from here? 25 overs already gone. 127 runs on the board. 3 wickets fallen down. Yes, it's a bit too early, but I will still ask you that. How much total you're seeing on the scoreboard now?
With a set batter in Krish Bhutani, who scored 50 in just about 70 deliveries, and with Rian Sharma hitting the way he is, I think definitely around 220 to 250 is on the card. But we can never really be sure about it, because sometimes if a bowler can pick up a couple of wickets in between, then it can bring the bowling side right back into the game. But I reckon from here on, at least we're looking at 220.
Rightly said. If they keep on playing with this run rate, surely they will pass 220 runs mark.
You can see that Krish Bhutani is actually batting quite smartly here. He knows that his partner Rianch is hitting the ball beautifully. So even though he's more set between the two batters, he's just happy to rotate the strike. And that really shows the maturity that he has. He knows that his wicket has a lot of value and he doesn't want to lose his wicket in the process of playing any kind of rash shots. And Myanmar has brought in the most economical bowler, Mint, into the attack against Rian Sharma just to stop the flow of the runs. Wanted to have a go at that non-striker's end, but the fielder did not really get a direct hit. Otherwise, could have been interesting. Rian Sharma still on strike, 22 of 11. And this time, over the top of cover, fielder is there. It will only be stopped before reaching the boundary, not before he completes a couple of runs.
Looks like Rian Sharma is enjoying his time out there. He wants to keep the strike. In the previous delivery, he was not interested to take that single. Krish Bhutani is always a busy player. He needs the singles. He needs to take the strike. Whereas Rian Sharma is concerned, he's looking for the boundaries for his team. He's looking for the quick runs for his team. So with that dot delivery, that's the end for the over for Bonnie Mint. He has bowled 6 overs, giving away 18 runs. The current partnership is of 31 runs of just 22 deliveries. So they're playing good. At this moment, Rian Sharma is looking very, very good, very, very confident, which is why now the captain of Myanmar is introducing a pacer. And I think this introduction of pacer is especially for Rian Sharma as he was charging the spinners.
Yes, I think that's a tactical decision made by the skipper because Rian Sharma was just waiting against the spinners, and whenever it was in that arc, he went after it. But on the other hand, the non-striker, Krish Bhutani, who's now playing against the faster bowler, has looked very confident against fast bowling throughout his innings. So it is still very difficult for Myanmar to just adjust to these two batters because one likes a fast bowler and the other likes spin. Quite interesting. And not the best of delivery this time. Easy pickings. Krish Bhutani will never miss out on those. Another boundary for him. And not really happening for Myanmar, is it?
Abrar, do you think the bowling changes have been effective so far in this game?
Yes, Anas, you're right to point that out. I think the bowling changes have been not done to perfection here because we see that the batters are playing with a lot of ease. The spinners were operating quite well. We saw the leg spinner coming in and picking up a wicket. And right after Bonnie Mint bowled that previous over, I thought that the leg spinner will continue. But against this left-hand batsman, the skipper of Myanmar decided to bring in the seamer, and you expected some consistency from him, but he has given away quite a few looseners from the very beginning of this innings, and we saw exactly that happening here on as well. So I don't really think it has worked for Myanmar the way they wanted. And as you can see, once again, another white ball, and Riyansh will feel that he missed out on that one rather, because if he got any kind of bat on that, that was another boundary.
The main thing in the young lads of Myanmar are missing consistency with line and length in their bowlers. They're quite away. Oh, that's a good piece of fielding. Chance of a run out. It could have been a run out if it hit directly to the stumps. You can see Bhutani again. He's a busy player. He needs to strike back. Shots like that, he knows that it's an easy single. Whereas Ryan Sharma is not the guy who really wants singles on every delivery. He's depending on the big strikes. Good shot again, played towards the cover region. He must have taken two. Yes, he has taken 2 runs. So, Abrar, how would you bowl to a batter like Riyan Sharma in this situation?
At this situation, I'll just go back to the basics. Against the left-hand batter who's just looking for room, perhaps the right-arm seamer can come round the wicket and maybe attack the stump. And you never forget, Yorker. Yorkers are the match. And just when I say that, he's attempted that, and look what has happened. Riyan Sharma has to walk back to the pavilion. He's cleaned him up with just that delivery.
You're right, Abrar. Let's have a look at the replay. As you were just talking about that, he actually yorked himself as well. So do you think it's a commentator curse? You believe in that?
If it's anything that, you have definitely brought me into this, because we were just talking about how well he's batting.
Creative, looking for an edge over the competition.
Yorker getting the batters, and that is exactly what has happened. And you're right about it. He definitely yorked himself by advancing down the wicket. But nevertheless, we can take nothing away from that delivery, because the thought process was correct. We saw that the batter was looking for that room, but eventually the bowler pitched it full, and eventually when the batter missed, he has hit.
Yes, rightly said. Higher runs you want to take, you want to take the boundary, you want to hit the 6 Riyan Sharma. As he's concerned, surely there's a risk as well of getting out, and that's what happened with him. He was advancing. Yeah, the credit goes to the bowler as well. He think well at that situation that he was advancing just one step ahead and he yorked him. So a good ball by the bowler as well. So
Yes, he's broken that crucial partnership. The partnership was 41 of 28 deliveries. So, and it is that man, Riyan Sharma, who was looking very threatening. Scored 26 of just the 16 deliveries that he had faced. So he was trying to play that cameo kind of an innings, really taking that run rate to over 5. So the new batter will just have to partner Krish Bhutani well, because we know that he has a liking for running quickly between the wickets. And look what he has done. He's bowled that freebie, like you were speaking before, and easy pickings on the leg side. A welcome boundary, really.
Surely that's easy pickings, a gift to the batsman. And the batsman like Bhutani, he'll be happy to take those, always happy to take those. He has been for a long time in the middle, and surely it's very easy for him.
MUCC ओडिशा आणि त्यांच्या विरुद्ध ताई पॅकर्स आरजे ग्रुप या दोन टीमच्या दरम्यान
पहिला सेमीफायनलचा सामना आता अगदी थोड्याच वेळात तुमच्या समोर येतोय. 10:30 वाजता बरोबर सामना सुरू केला जाईल. ऑलमोस्ट 10:25 झालेले आहेत. 5 मिनिटांनंतर हा सामना सुरू होईल. जे प्रेक्षक सध्या ऑनलाईन आपल्याबरोबर जोडले गेले त्यांच्या माहितीसाठी 70 स्पोर्ट्सवर पहिला बॉल अजून पडलेला नाहीये, टॉसही झालेला नाहीये, तरी 2100 प्रेक्षक लिंक जनरेट केल्या आपल्याबरोबर जोडले गेले. आपलं सगळ्यांचं स्वागत आहे. आणि आता मॅच रेफरी सचिन कदम आपल्याबरोबर इथे उपस्थित आहेत. MUCC ओडिशा आणि अंजू यांचा हा संघ आहे. आणि दुसऱ्या बाजूला आपण पाहतोय टीम ताई पॅकर्स, हा संघ अमरजी परुळेकर यांचा संघ आहे. आणि या दोन टीमच्या दरम्यान फर्स्ट सेमीफायनल ची लढत आपल्याला पाहायला मिळेल. 8 षटकांच्या मॅचेस आज तुमच्या भेटीला येतील. गेल्या 2 दिवसाच्या खेळामध्ये सगळ्यांना मंत्रमुग्ध करणारा खेळ सगळ्या प्रेक्षकांनी पाहिला. पहिल्या दिवसाच्या खेळामध्ये खऱ्या अर्थाने अक्षय पवारने खूप चांगला खेळ दाखवला. अनेक खेळाडू त्याही दिवशी चमकले. आकाश जांगेचा खूप चांगला खेळ सगळ्या प्रेक्षकांनी पाहिला. काल जर तुम्ही पाहिलं असेल तर एक शतक देखील निखिल जाधव याच्या बॅटमधून प्रेक्षकांनी पाहिलं. आणि त्याच्यानंतर एजाज कुरेशीने देखील एक अर्धशतक, अजित मोहितेची चांगली बॅटिंग, बॅक टू बॅक 2 अर्धशतक श्रेयश कदमने ठोकलेत. आणि आता मी सचिन कदम यांना विनंती करेन या पहिल्या सेमीफायनलचा टॉस स्थापन करावा. पवन किने कॉल करेल. टेल कॉल आहे अँड टेल सिटीज. तर टीम MUCC या टीमचे कॅप्टन पवन, आज सेमीफायनल खेळायची आहे. बिग बॅटल. आतापर्यंत ज्या पद्धतीने तुम्ही खेळलात, डॉमिनेट केले विरोधी टीमला, टॉस जिंकलाय, सगळ्याचं सत्र आहे, रिमझिम पावसाला सुरुवात झाली आहे, टॉस जिंकला, निर्णय काय घेणार आहात?
फिल्डिंग करू.
ज्या पद्धतीने पहिले 2 सामने तुम्ही जिंकला, डायरेक्ट क्वालिफाय झालात या स्पर्धेमध्ये सेमीफायनल मध्ये, आजच्या या टीमच्या विरुद्ध कालच निश्चित झालं होतं की या टीमच्या विरुद्ध तुम्हाला खेळायचंय. काही प्लॅनिंग आणि कोणाला टार्गेट करून गोलंदाजी होईल का?
नक्कीच चांगले फलंदाजी करतात आणि बॉलर्स खूप चांगली आहेत, तर आम्ही चांगला खेळ करून त्यांना हरवण्याचा प्रयत्न करू.
चला, खूप साऱ्या शुभेच्छा आहेत. ओंकार, कालचा दिवस, शेवटचा सामना खूप चांगला गेला. त्यातल्या त्यात मधल्या सामन्यामध्ये तुम्ही पराभूत झालेत, परंतु त्याच्यानंतर शेवटची जी क्रुशियल मॅच होती ती देखील हाय व्होल्टेज झाली आणि अवघ्या एका धावेने तुम्ही जिंकलात. आज खेळण्याची परत एक वेळा संधी मिळते. सेमीफायनलची मॅच टॉस जिंकलात, तसं काय केलं असतं? आणि आता तेच वाटायला आलं. ज्या पद्धतीने पहिल्या मॅच मध्ये तुम्ही बॅटिंग केली, सामना जिंकला, दुसऱ्या मॅच मध्ये फिल्डिंग केली, सामना पराभूत झाला, तिसऱ्या मॅच मध्ये परत बॅटिंग मिळाली, तुम्ही सामना जिंकलात. आणि आता काय प्लॅनिंगने मैदानामध्ये उतरला आणि कोणाकोण अपेक्षा वाढल्यात?
100% hit 6 boundaries already and is really
सेमीफायनलची
comfortable out
मॅच
there.
असं वाटतं की ज्या पद्धतीने अनेक वर्ष तुम्ही सातत्याने प्रेशर असतं सेमीफायनलचं, कारण सगळ्यात महत्त्वाचा सामना कुठल्याही लीग फॉर्मॅटमध्ये किंवा स्पर्धेचा असतो.
I was just about to ask you on the previous delivery, which was a free hit for him.
काही बदल केले ते या सेमीफायनलसाठी टीम मध्ये?
Wasn't that close?
चला, खूप साऱ्या शुभेच्छा आहेत. ओंकार देसाई देखील आपल्याबरोबर इथे उपस्थित होता. टॉस नुकताच झालेला आहे आणि टॉस A1 पवन याने जिंकलाय, ज्याने या स्पर्धेमध्ये शेवटच्या षटकात असताना 8 धावा डिफेंड केलेल्या आहेत. म्हणून त्याने सांगितले की टॉस जिंकून आम्ही गोलंदाजी करणार या पहिल्या सेमीफायनल मध्ये. पुढे जाऊ नका, 5 मिनिटांमध्ये हा सामना तुमच्या समोर रंगण्यासाठी सज्ज आहे. दोन्ही टीम तयार आहेत. एका बाजूला MUCC ओडिशाने टॉस जिंकलाय आणि प्रथम गोलंदाजी करण्याचा निर्णय घेतलाय. ताई पॅकर्स प्रभादेवी RJ ग्रुपच्या विरुद्ध. धन्यवाद.
Yes, Bhutani really needed to be out there nevertheless because he was batting well. He was the 10th batter. At the start of the innings, he came out to bat as an opener and he really carried it down until this very delivery. But you got to give credit to this bowler. That particular delivery was swinging back in, and at this stage, the ball is not new anymore. So full credit to him to extract that kind of swing and eventually landed in the perfect area. Once again, it's the Yorker which has given that wicket to Myanmar, and now they can offside. And once again, the new batter is allowed a boundary.
Surely deliveries like that will give a lot of confidence to the new batters. As soon as a boundary comes for the batter, you become more confident. You become more aware of the situation. You become more aware of the pitch because the runs give you confidence. Abrar, at this situation, if you were the coach of Myanmar team, what would your message be right now? At considering this situation, now 5 wickets down.
At this point, especially with two new batters out there in the middle, my suggestion would be simply to just go about it just the way they were before. That is to attack the stumps, mix the speed, especially of the ball, and maybe just get that yorker right. Because whenever a new batter is out here, it's never easy for them to just defend because sometimes the nerves are still there. So maybe with a little bit more attacking feel, especially with a short mid wicket and a catching cover, so that if they play any of the deliveries in the air, there's someone to just be underneath those, and eventually, if they keep the same batter on strike for a slightly longer period of time, maybe they have an opportunity to bowl to the same batter more and perhaps get the wicket. So those will be a few suggestions from my side, but eventually the bowlers really have to bowl well. That is the first thing they have to do.
You're right, Abrar, spot on. I will agree with you here. The bowler needs to vary their pace and as well as the field needs to be spot on. Help the bowlers there. Take the catches. Oh, that's very well bowled. This time a yorker. And not to the stumps. I've seen these bowlers are not trying to attack the stumps. They are not hitting the right line or the right length or even the consistency of the deliveries are not there. Fielded well. Stop the signal there. So with that dot delivery, that's the end of over number 29. 154 runs on the board with a loss of 5 wickets. Bhutani and Preet Kishore Kumar in the middle.
Sixteen overs are remaining from here on because of the rain delay. We've lost 5 overs from this batting innings. So with 5 overs in hand, these batters will want to push the scoring rate as well. At one stage, they were looking like they will go well above 240 to 50, and the scoring rate hasn't really been affected with these two newcomers. They have also gotten off to a start. Bhutani is 7 of 8 and Preet Kishore Kumar is 2 of 2. But as you can see that these batters are also batting with solid technique. Whenever the ball is pitched on the offside, the batters are playing with full face of the bat, and the use of the front foot as well as the back foot has been exemplary. And you can see that on the misfield, they were able to pick up one more run. So they're really watching the ball in the field quite clearly. So that shows good understanding between the batters as well as presence of mind.
Loud appeal and given by the umpire. Myanmar bowlers were sure about it. They were too loud. They were trying. Oh, that's a wider delivery. Batsmen are trying to attempt it. Talk about that appeal Myanmar bowlers have made, Abrar.
Anas, that was one of the loudest appeal I have seen in this tournament throughout, if you can say that, because they were incessant about it. The moment the ball went to the keeper, the bowler was up there in front of the umpire, appealing to the loudest of his ability. And eventually, even though that was a late decision, I believe that was an excellent one, because you saw that the batter did not really hesitate. The moment the finger went up, he went straight back because he knew he had nicked it.
So Myanmar bowlers now got the 6th wicket, and the game is just tilting towards the Myanmar side after the depart of Krish. They are taking the wickets on the regular intervals now. Wind has taken 2 wickets in his 1.2 overs, which means out of 8 deliveries, he has taken 2 wickets. So good going for him. A good change, an effective change for the Myanmar side. They'll be happy about it.
Yes, and he gives me the impression that he's slightly quicker than the other Myanmar bowlers that we have seen so far. He's bowling with a lot of exertion, and he's really trying to somehow extract that wicket from this Hong Kong batting lineup, and he's already done that twice. But well and truly, if they can pick up one more wicket, especially that of Rishi Bhutani, then perhaps Myanmar can find themselves in a much better situation. As we can see that this new batter, Seth Pereira, has joined him, but he plays one quite in the air, not with the full control, really providing another opportunity for Myanmar.
That's right, Abrar. Seth Pereira, the new batsman in. 2 of 2. Oh, very well played into the gap towards the backward point. Ball is racing way towards the boundary, and yes, it's a 4. As soon as the Myanmar bowlers take wickets, the new batter gets the boundary.
Yes, and
that's
as
very
you can
well
see,
played shot.
not really the best of deliveries, Anas. That was pitched way outside the off stump, and with the fielder inside the circle, all the new batter Seth Pereira had to do was just get back to ball, and eventually, with the clinical placement in the field, he's achieved what he needed to. So he's picked up a boundary, and Wind, who picked up 2 wickets, eventually has spoiled his figures. As you can see, he's lost his rhythm also slightly. He's going for another wide.
Yes, consistency is the key here for the bowlers. For the Myanmar bowlers, they need to be consistent with line and length. If you are putting the pressure, you are attacking the stumps, you're bowling near the body at a good length, surely you will be tending to take the wickets, and that's again very well driven by Seth Pereira. What a wonderful shot that was. Surely because of the slow outfield, it didn't travel to the boundary. What a good shot.
Yes, absolutely. One of the shot of the day candidates for me. Full face of the bat, driven on the rise towards the offside, and beautifully placed. Only thing that was missing is that it did not reach the boundary. So an expensive over from Wind comes to an end. In spite of picking a wicket, he hasn't really been able to put a check on the scoring rate. So once again, another new batter comes out to bat and is going all guns blazing.
Looks like, Abrar, that you have mentioned if Hong Kong China played all 50 overs, your prediction was for the scorecard was 220, 225. And looks like I'm going to agree with that. It will be around that mark that Hong Kong China will be facing if they are playing all 50 overs. So it will be a good total at this pitch, Abrar. To defend, or is it the easy one?
I don't think if Hong Kong gets over 200 to 20 runs, it will be easy for Myanmar, because I've seen them bat in the previous innings, in the previous outing against Thailand, that is. So when they came out to bat, I felt that they were not really applying themselves. There was some rush of blood. So it is a different day, definitely, and they would have learned from their mistakes. But to make themselves more comfortable, they want to restrict Hong Kong to as low as possible. So let's see how they go about it. But it will never be easy if Hong Kong puts in a score of beyond 220.
All right, Abrar. Rishi Bhutani is also another busy player. He likes to drive the ball. We have seen in the previous over. Oh, that's a loud appeal and given. Surely it was hitting the middle of the middle stump.